Hey guys, welcome back to another video. For those of you that don't know, I'm currently 26 weeks pregnant with my first baby. My partner and I are expecting her on the 22nd of July this year. And I've noticed that throughout the last 6 months of being pregnant, I've been asked quite a lot of questions in regarding to my pregnancy, how I'm going, kind of what symptoms I've gone through, and how the experience has just been for me personally. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about my pregnancy, the symptoms I've kind of gone on and off with, how I've coped, what's helped, and just any kind of hints and pointers for anyone else. Just before I start, I'd like to say that each pregnancy is quite different. It's unique to the woman, and each of her pregnancies can be different as well. So this is in no way saying that this is how every single pregnancy is. Each pregnancy is different. These are just some of the things that I've experienced and just thought I'd share. One of the questions that I've been asked quite a lot is how long it took me to figure out that I was pregnant, and how did I know I was pregnant? Like, did I have a gut feeling, or, you know? I pretty much knew I was pregnant from about 2 weeks in when I took my first pregnancy test. I'm never usually regular with my cycle, so for me it wasn't so much that, because it had already been over a month for me. For me it was more so just the gut feeling that I had, just kind of sense to my body that maybe something is up and that it's worth getting it checked out. It is quite common for girls to kind of sense that they could be pregnant. Not all women do, but for me personally I did kind of get the sense that there could be something more. The most popular question I always get asked pretty much every single day is morning sickness. How am I coping with it? How bad is it? Etc. I'm very, very lucky that I actually haven't had a single bit of morning sickness. I haven't thrown up once. I haven't really been queasy. My appetite's been fairly good. So I've been very lucky with that. Unlike some people who can have morning sickness pretty much up from the moment of conception all the way through to birth. And it isn't just limited to morning times, it can be up and down all over the place. But I've been very fortunate as to not have had to deal with any kind of morning sickness. All in all, my pregnancy has been very smooth and I've been very lucky so far. So fingers crossed that it keeps up. I really don't want to jinx it. One thing though, being a regular migraine sufferer prior to my pregnancy, one thing I did find that I suffered with quite a lot within my first trimester were migraines. Being pregnant, of course, you're not allowed to really take too much medication, which made it a little bit more difficult than normal, because usually I would just take a bit of Nurofen, a bit of Panadol, which would help, whereas now, being pregnant, I'm not allowed to take any sort of medication whatsoever, no natural, nothing. The first couple of weeks I really did struggle with migraines. I would get them on and off for about 48 hours straight every second or third day. During the moments when I did have migraines, I did struggle quite a lot. I pretty much just stayed in my room, slept, took time off work, and just took the time to recover. In terms of pain relief, there wasn't all too much, but one product I have been really using and can highly recommend are these. I have no idea what they are. They just from the local pharmacy or chemist. As you can see, they're just little head strips. They just go across your forehead. It's just a cold kind of pack that you just put on your head. They stick there overnight so you can fall asleep with these on, which is amazing. The fact that I can just fall asleep and have these here. Please excuse the fact that my hair does look a little bit all over the place, looks a little greasy. I've currently put coconut oil in the day before and it's still kind of just sitting through. I've got dead hair. Yeah. Another thing that I experienced within the first 14 to 15 weeks during my pregnancy was weight loss. Prior to my pregnancy, I was 166 centimeters and weighing in at 64 kilos, which was BMI, pretty much healthy, standard, normal size weight. Within the first 14 weeks, I had dropped down to 60 kilos, which, as you can imagine, was quite stressful for me, quite concerning. Especially the fact that I didn't have morning sickness. There was no real lack of hunger or appetite really for me. I was still eating the normal amount that I would normally eat, but no matter what I ate, even if I were to eat triple the amount that I had originally eaten, I would still only just maintain my weight. After going to the doctors, they had said blood tests fine, everything in me is okay. So towards the end, we just kind of ruled it out to stress, and by the 14-15 week, I finally started putting back on the weight, and I'm now 2 kilos up from my original weight at 66 kilos. Still obviously struggling to put on that weight. I haven't put it on anywhere. I've lost it pretty much everywhere else. My arms look thinner, my face looks thinner. Yeah, I've kind of just taken it as it comes. I try and force myself to eat. I find lots of carbs help, lots of protein, so I mainly stock up on breakfast foods. I'll eat 3 or 4 breakfasts and then just eat smaller portions throughout the day, which really help. Of all the symptoms though that I had suffered from, the one that I found the most challenging was my skin. During puberty, I did have very bad outbreaks. I used to be on medication for it. I just had really bad acne pretty much from head to toe all over. And throughout my pregnancy, I found that I would have constant outbreaks in particular spots along my jawlines and along my back, on my arms, pretty much everywhere. Like I literally even had pimples on my hands and my fingers. Now it's starting to calm down quite a lot. But for me, it did affect my self-esteem quite a lot, as you know, your skin is something that is on display all the time, and having gone through it already during my teenage years, I obviously didn't want to have to go through it again. But one product I will always kind of go back to throughout my pregnancy and post-pregnancy and even pre-pregnancy is the Innisfree Super Volcanic Pore Clay Mask. And it is incredible. It is very easy to apply. It leaves your skin feeling very moisturized. And another issue I found with my pregnancy, good and bad, is the fact that within the first couple of weeks you have that really nice pregnancy glow. But then sadly within a couple of weeks you lose it. And because I had the mix of losing weight, being very tired, and acne all over my face, I found that my skin became more pale than it usually is. And I'm quite pale. I'm very, very pale. I got to a point where I looked sickly pale. And having been someone that's never used fake tanner, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to come out all orange, Oompa Loompa style. So I just gave this a go, which is a gradual tanner from Skinny Tan, and it is great. You just put it on in the afternoon prior to going to bed. You can leave it in overnight. I tested it out and even left it in pretty much for like 24 hours and didn't shower again till like the next night. So I showered, put it on, and then waited a whole day, went out and about, did my thing, and just left it on, and it's fine. It is quite difficult to get this blotchy, and if you do get it blotchy, it is just the slightest amount of blotch that you don't even see it. It has just been a lifesaver because it just adds not so much a tan, but it adds that nice healthy glow so that I don't look sick. It just gives me that nice little colour back in my skin, and it helps my acne look better as well, because any kind of red marks or scarring shows up so easily when you have acne. It's ridiculous. Other than that, my pregnancy has pretty much been just the typical tiredness, struggling to move around with your bump. It's pretty standard, normal. I've been very, very fortunate and lucky that my pregnancy has been really smooth, no complications, no hiccups. I've really, really happy so far. Let's just hope the next 3 months go well. I will be doing a follow-up video, probably post-labour, doing a bit of a talk on the pain of labour, what it's like, realistic expectations, how you can prepare, or not that you ever can prepare for something like this. I mean, I've watched so many birthing videos, I've watched so many documentaries, I've watched and read so many things about pregnancy, about labour, and I don't think anything will truly prepare you for labour. But I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try and talk you guys through it without too much graphic detail, but that is 3 months in the future, so stay tuned. And just a few more questions I've been asked over my pregnancy. One strange question I found, for me personally very strange, is if I like getting my belly touched. I personally don't care. I love it. I personally don't care if friends and family kind of come up, rub my belly. It doesn't... I like showing off the fact that I'm pregnant. I mean, I'm proud, so Some people might have a bit of a kind of personal space issue. For me personally, touch away, like I love it. For me, it's just getting to show off my little girl and just... A lot of people also ask whether baby brain is actually a thing. Baby brain is basically... How do you explain baby brain? It's pretty much when all the hormones and everything going on within your body, all the changes affect the way you think. They do over kind of, like everything else in the movies, they do oversell it. They do make it out a bit more than what it is. But baby brain very much is a thing. Forgetfulness is a huge thing. It's the amount of appointments that I have made to see something and I've come on the wrong day or the wrong time or the wrong week even. Like I will come just say like, you know, 10 a.m. on a Monday when my appointment is like 2 p.m. on a Friday, and it's just, I don't know where I get the times from. My brain just is fried. Yeah, pretty much hormones, they're all over the place. You're going to have to expect that with the pregnancy. You're an emotional wreck, and you're allowed to be. I really think that you're growing a human inside of you. You should be able to cry and scream and throw things. I mean, when else do you get to scream and cry and throw things as an adult? I mean, now is the time to act crazy and get away with it. Another thing I often get asked is, now that I am feeling her moving around and kicking in me, is what it feels like, and does it feel good, does it feel weird? Yeah, a lot of people that have never experienced it obviously have no idea what it feels like, and I had no idea until I felt it for the first time. It is a very weird sensation. It, for me personally, feels like a little alien just kind of pushing its way through life. Yeah, it's scary but beautiful all at the same time. It's a very bittersweet kind of thing when the baby does kick, because it can be quite discomforting depending on where she kicks. When she kicks in the ribs, it can be quite discomforting and painful. But when she does kicks, it just feels weird. Not so much like a hassle, but it just feels really strange. It feels like your 20-pack chicken nuggets from Macca's had basically just crawled into your tummy and is trying to escape back out. It's just, it's a weird sensation. That's a weird comparison, but it's weird. It is a very beautiful thing though, because it is very exciting that you get to see your own child moving in your stomach. Like the person you haven't even met yet is like in there moving around, doing its own little thing, and it's amazing. But at the same time, it is very strange. Another thing I've been asked quite a lot about is my diet. How I'm eating to stay healthy, what foods am I avoiding, what am I doing to keep my baby healthy. So for me personally, the foods I am avoiding are seafood, raw egg, and the majority of deli meats unless they like cooked. I'm not too fussy, I'm not too crazy. I believe that the more I eat now, the better for her, because she'll have a variety diet. In terms of my cravings, I haven't had any kind of weird, crazy cravings. Nothing weird, nothing strange. My favourite meal at the moment though has been chicken schnitzel. I cannot get enough of it. I just tend to eat what my body craves. I will respond to my body as a sense that my bub is talking to me. But yeah, those are the majority of the questions and kind of things that I have been talking about to people and have been asked about during my pregnancy. So this is how I'm currently looking at 26 weeks. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Go and hit that subscribe button. Where do they keep the subscribe button? Down there, don't they now? Long time ago, I don't remember. Hit the subscribe button down here. My Instagram will be down there along with... Do I have any other social media? No. Along with nothing else, because that's all I got.